Since time immemorial, under the ruling thumb of the world's dark overlords, humanity has been hacked, stymied, suppressed, and coerced into submission through mind-controlling, soul-destroying atrocity. Those unable to see that just about every subject under the sun is a deception, and how their family and friends are affected, and don't yet realize the extent to which the dark overlords have us snugly stitched up. However, alternative media sources tell us that people are awakening exponentially to the realization that they're being stitched up, and in the swathe of these awakened souls, more and more are playing their dutiful part in enlightening others. So, here are 10 signs of our global mass awakening. 1. Monsanto's earnings plummeted by 34%. The earnings drop in the biotech company's first fiscal quarter suggests a growing public disdain for their GM seeds as more and more people realize the dangers of GMO and its glyphosate herbicide. Marches against Monsanto have intensified and don't look like they are cooling down. More and more realize that Monsanto is out to patent, own and control every seed in the world. This threatens the destruction and diversity of every natural God-given seed. 2. Increasing health awareness. Although still very popular, people's awareness of the dangers of fast food has increased, as indicated by recent erratic share prices in some of the major fast food corporations who've had to pull out all marketing stops to claw back on fallen share prices. In line with number 1, reports indicate that last year people have shown more interest than ever in organic non-GMO healthier food options. Besides how these choices affect health, people's increased interest and awareness has extended into concerns over the environment, animals, and the workers involved in food production. 3. More Americans break away from the Republican-Democrat two-party system. In recent years, more and more people have turned away from identifying themselves with the Democrat or Republican duopoly. A recent Gallup poll showed that last year only 29% claimed to be Democrats while 26% were Republicans, with a 42% break away from the two-party system calling themselves independents. Another Gallup poll also reflecting recent years showed that exasperation with their government was the number one grievance pressing the U.S. populace. A concern about the ubiquitous economy was at the top of the list. The 2016 election campaigning ramps up, but only with a lukewarm response for the Republican-Democrat two-party system. Could the 42% silent majority independents produce the beginning of a paradigm shift in U.S. politics with their votes? Perhaps the silent majority see right through the voting deception, knowing that choosing Republican or Democrat not only changes nothing, but also means casting a vote for the New World Order totalitarian agenda. 4. The fall and further fall of the mainstream media. The world's dark overlords controlling the mainstream media to manipulate our consensus reality is breaking down as more of us become distrusting, no longer buying into its spin. A number of reports confirm a continuing slump in sales threatening the very existence of some large mainstream media outlets. Well, good riddance to these dinosaurs, I say. 5. Increasing recognition of disinformation. People are increasingly seeing right through those various media sources with their dogmatic unhealthy skeptics, shills, trolls, pseudo-debunkers, controlled opposition agents, biasing, filtering and in-your-face lies, intended to sell you the spin of disinformation to keep you ignorant, deceived and helplessly anesthetized in the matrix controlling system. 6. Increasing support for alternative and independent and social media. The explosive interest in alternative and independent and social media outlet has not only changed our views but also continues to redefine journalism and how news is presented. How this is redefining media is a subject for another piece. It is simple to say we're in a golden age of alternative and independent and social media, which has indeed contributed greatly to our global awakening. 7. Changing viewpoint towards the conspiracy theorist. Another blatant indicator confirming our awakening is a change in how the term conspiracy theorist is now generally viewed. Used frequently over the years in mainstream media, the term conspiracy theorist was invented in the 60s by the CIA, crooks in action. It has been used as a cover-up, to discredit those aware of the facts on how the dark overlords and their associates have been involved in criminal activity. No longer generally viewed as a label to slap on crazy kooks believing Richard Nixon was a werewolf, etc. Conspiracy theory has become more generally viewed as either conspiracy fact or at least something worth investigating rather than flatly dismissing. 8. Increasing attempts to shut us up. Our global mass awakening has got the dark overlords greatly concerned as they question the effectiveness of their control systems over us. How can they deal with our awakening in growing overwhelming numbers? Desperately, in cahoots with their associates, they're throwing everything at us ranging from the grossly suppressive, the extremely petty, the violent, and the ridiculous, to try to shut us up and deny our self-expression, keep us mentally, spiritually, and physically enslaved in the matrix controlling system. 9. Awakening through unknown/unforeseen processes. Our awakening goes beyond the specific and measurable. We cannot simply quantify our awakening. There are circumstances occurring on a spiritual level that go beyond our limited understanding. Such as, for example, claims have been made recently of energetic emissions from our galactic center that could affect our spirituality and transform us. 10. Rise in local meetup groups. As already mentioned, the internet and social media has indeed been great for exchanging information to wake people up, but what if these setups become censored? Further, large groups, virtual or real, run the risk of infiltration for dumbing down and deliberate disinformation. So the solution lies, in part, in the forming of local community-based in-person groups to cultivate the resistance and humanity, and local meetup group numbers are already growing. In conclusion, will our mass awakening to the deception produce a turnaround, a world that makes a difference for everyone? A world where there's no predators, no controlling hierarchy, no blood-sucking vampiric slave drivers at the top ruling the numerous enslaved at the bottom, no more fight for self-sufficiency because it's already been achieved in the communities, etc. It is up to us all to play our part.